pictures of all the different people here.
They're fun, eh?
And it,
Oh, nice.
here's a 660, I
Yeah.
believe.
That's
got
really
a
a quality book.
I've got a 660 gas wide front.
And it's really, really nice. The guys come in
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
Come in here. They'll sit down and look through these books. And, I was at that drive. The first year we had a drive here, we had 53 tractors.
That's last year's 24 right here. Are you in there?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
I went to that one
We go
before.
on a few, but
And there's you're in one of these.
I'm
aren't
in a couple of them.
Man.
you? Yeah, they're interesting to look through. Then that way you look back and we all.
Yeah,
we
because
had-
I can't remember if I was
Had a
where I
meeting.
was last year.
Where'd you find your little OC6 sign? That's cute. I've not seen that one before. That's cute as can be.
On one of them. I just
Yeah.
ordered it.
Okay. Here lately?
No, I've
That's
had a
Nolan?
bunch of them.
Okay. That's sharp.
And then we found a place that done that, Bishop Farms.
Yeah.
well, now that you're talking, you guys, you know, in the Heart Power magazine, I'm on the front cover of that one.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been in one.
Yeah.
What year was that? Was down there in Emporia, Kansas?
I want to say 19, Jim, before pandemic.
Okay.
I think it was 19.
Plowing.
Everybody relates back to that, don't they?
No, they do. Yeah, they do, don't they,
That's a
Melvin?
guiding point.
Yeah, they
Before
kind of do.
afterwards, Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Plowed was in 1827 on full steel.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I got one in there. Or not, 1836.
look at that here, crossroad.
Yeah, I got 3 questions.
Hey, Melvin, that 88 looks kind of a little heavy up there. I'd hate to have your shelf collapse. I could take that off your hands.
That
you
was
know?
his when he was a kid.
I just bought that.
That's neat.
No, I thought you had that when you were a kid.
Oh, the
You're talking about
88.
the
Yeah, 88.
See, that's that open grill. That's neat.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah.
Someday, somehow,
I've had that.
I'd love to find me one of them.
Oh, you don't have one of those?
Oh, no.
I've had
Not
that
in,
for,
I got a Super 88 that I need to restore.
well,
But you did an 88 close
I've got
grill.
an 88 closed.
Yeah, I seen yours. You're giving me inspiration to
the
get
boys
after
were
that.
about 5 years old.
I got an international in the basement. I need to finish for somebody. It's been
That's what I
apart
got
for
here.
years.
Ross, I just think that open
I know,
grill
I
is
like
the
it.
look.
I like it.
Isn't
too.
that neat?
I guess kids broke their fingers, so
Yeah.
they never changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we can't have nice things.
No, I can't.
And,
But that is a sharp deal there. I love it. It's got my diesel power. I gotta love it. You can check the hat and make sure I did it right. Yeah.
We go down there and look for this.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing. They probably.
I'm glad you brought us over here. This has been a treat. Wow.
Well, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I know it. Well, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing.
Well, see, yeah, because I just went in a hit and miss engine show in Phoenix a month ago. And then
Yeah, we go to about 4 or 5 of them a year.
Yeah, and then I got
Well,
a friend
actually,
of mine
the
that
boys
collects
are
them.
going, they're driving 300 miles tomorrow and get 3 of them.
No, and I have a new idea, hit and miss.
Yeah.
So, but,
Yeah.
New Idea made them, Massa Harris made them.
yeah.
Oliver-
But actually,
Oliver
it's made
made-
by
Oliver
it's made
made-
by somebody
Oliver made
else.
1 or 2.
Well, did.
Yes, but they never made it. It was it's real.
Wow. So they never.
Well, we had a chance to make them.
Farm Bureau insurance clock. That looks like last year's now. That's an
Found
oldie.
that in the place.
And she's still a turning.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
That's all.
That's the second time I hit it though. But I didn't.
And I didn't get that on film.
No.
Yeah, there's all the top of them, all over
Oh,
the
there it is.
Yeah.
all different designs and sizes, rights and left and slats.
I love your shelving, Melvin. That's a good way to get it off
We got a set, the boys got a
off the floor, you know.
engine show down there, they got, or the engine building, they got probably 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I should have called them too to see if they.
We can step down and just, yes, I'm sure they don't care.
Wow.
And that little wagon there, that was Dad's.
Oh yeah.
That's the coach.
Wow. Look at the hubs on that. Them look pretty authentic.
I think the big was reproduction now.
Does that have the hub wrench like the regular ones do? A whole double tree?
It probably has one
Yeah.
someplace, we don't have it.
Yeah. Oh, there's some wayward early 70 extensions of it, y'all. Yeah, recognize
Yeah,
that.
like I say, we're redoing a 77 right now, they'll have all them on it.
Yeah, there's the old Hart Par 70 seat. I found out that was spring steel. You don't dare weld on it.
No, you can't weld it.
And else
doesn't-
you're in duck soup. Yeah, so we get to go back here, do we?
She made that.
She made the canvas for it.
Yeah, she made it.
Well, lead us on and
Sure.
wherever.
I'm gonna have
So you got a
Jack.
mail delivery person on Sunday? Oh,
Yeah, we're looking for some toilet.
they went out that way, so
Okay.
they must have stopped at the house.
Well, sure, they got a sense of it.
I don't know.
We get a probably a UPS, FedEx,
Every day.
US mail every day.
Really? That's unusual for mail on Sunday.
Well, they
Well, that's a neat Pioneer sign. I like that too. Wow.
Nobody wants to freaking work.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Woo! Look at this.
Man, oh man.
Wow.
Shit, I'd be tickled with this.
Well, this is the one you just got.
This is quite a shed. Well, that old 2850 is a wide and in charge.
He just got this one. Wasn't this the last one you got?
That's what we just got about 3 months.
Look at that radiator capacity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how much physically bigger it is than this.
It makes a 1220 look cuter.
Well, it's a double 1220.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
that's bigger one than the 36, right?
You know, that's as big as they made it back
Okay.
at that time. There was a 3 stages in that.
You see some of them with a canopy on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm.
See, this is the 4-cylinder,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Well, most of them have 2.
So Melvin, how long have you been collecting?
Let's see. My son started collecting antique engines in 58.
Okay.
And then I started going with shows to him because me, I got 2 boys. We go every place together.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in engines, and I started buying tractors. So I've had close to 250 tractors, all different varieties.
Okay.
Well, then it came to the point I didn't have enough room to store ball. I sold everything off, but I got 1 case left.
Okay.
And the only reason I got that case, the boys, that was the first tractor we restored,
Okay.
and it's got a little sentimental value that way.
What year would that have been when you restored
52.
it? 52.
Well, no, it's a 52, so
It's a 52. Yeah.
that'd probably been in the probably 60s.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Now, have you restored some, or have you bought them restored, or just a little
Both
bit of
ways,
everything?
both
Okay.
ways. Like those 3, we bought them that way.
Yeah.
This one here, we bought it in on auction.
All right.
That came from Almond.
Oh, okay.
There's about 6 or 7 in here come from Almond.
Yeah.
The cab tractor we came from Almond.
Okay.
The 70 or
Now that's a 70 with the Raby cab, I assume. Is that a wide front?
yes.
Was that the Thurman tractor by chance? I think I might have known where that was.
Could have been.
Yeah. If that was at Almonds, I was there. I know exactly where that was. Yeah.
If you see some idiot online bidding it in at $9,000, that's it.
That's it. Well, I don't know if I'd say that's an idiot. I think.
That's the 88 something.
So do you have a favorite out of the bunch?
Probably the one I'm getting done, and that's 770. That's,
Okay.
we bought that. My dad and grandma bought that for me brand new.
That 770's been on the farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we went to Lutheran school.
Uh-huh.
I graduated out of the 9th grade.
Okay.
Well, Dad and Grandpa bought that tractor for me, and I didn't know anything about it.
Uh-huh.
So we went up to the local. Most of these tractors come from Seymour.
Okay.
Come from the Seymour area.
Okay.
Well, we went up there one day, and Dad and Grandpa took me up there one day, and they had this 770 set there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And Dad said, "Man, you need a tractor like that."
Yeah.
I said, "I'd sure drive it home if you guys buy it."
Uh-huh.
He said, "Well, you're going to drive it home because they already had bought it." I didn't let it go.
So that was my next question. The dealer was in Seymour?
Yeah.
What was the name of the dealer?
Quarter Hardware.
Okay.
Tell about the 3-digit series.
It was a hardware store?
Well, yes.
And then it became,
No, they was both at the same time.
cut ties with them, and then it became co-op. The co-op was the dealer.
But actually,
Yeah.
the Quarter Hardware is a
Maybe
hardware store on one
yeah.
side.
You're going to have to
and
say
people
that
deal
slower
with-
for an Iowa boy.
Cordis,
Cordes?
C-O-R-D-E-S.
Oh, okay.
Cordis.
Okay.
And it's
I've got
actually-
pictures of
no,
that.
it's
Very
separated
nice.
the 2 buildings when it was an
Is the
alley.
building still around
Yes,
now?
it's a restaurant called The Rails
Okay.
in Seymour.
Very nice.
We had one hell of a dealer that sold Pontiacs and Buicks.
Wow.
What, at one time, did we have 6 dealers in Seymour?
But yeah, you can get about every
Alice. But Alice is in Preston. Let's see. There was, I think, 6 dealers, actually.
Here's what I want to get re-popped up, Ross, is them fuel gauges
Fuel
like
gauge.
that. I think them are so neat. That was done by, I think Farm Crest. There's a brand that did those, but I just think that would be the neatest thing to reproduce. This is what I love. This kind of honest tractor, that's beautiful. Very nice.
See how you fix your problem? Take that idea back to Iowa with me.
Yeah, keep the tires
Then they
safe.
don't, yeah.
Yeah, I've got some of them jacks too.
It's only been
Yeah.
4 miles from home. It guy bought it brand new, lives, we're about 4 miles from home.
Well, boy, Melvin, you got a beautiful lineup of supers here.
I've got most of them.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Don't have the 99 yet.
You ain't been in the building yet.
Oh,
This is the little tractors in here.
This is a
I've got
little.
99.
This is a little tractors in here. He said.
Uh-huh.
Where'd that case come from? You've had that for a while.
Oh, that's this one.
Was it your,
No, it wasn't
your guys' tractor?
I think that's the first tractor we bought.
And see, one of the only ones that survived that fire too, huh?
This wasn't in that building.
I was gonna
This was in a
say,
different
see,
building.
he had a bunch of different branded tractors, but then that caught fire years
lost-
ago when I
lost
was a
6
kid.
Oh, really?
Oh, there was nothing left of a couple of them.
All right.
It
We,
even,
we're just gonna have a
Saved 'em
little.
in the middle
Being as
there.
we mentioned Almond earlier, I'm gonna have a little fun with you. Kurt calls the case tractors. You can't afford something else.
I'll tell you, Kurt, that the highest price collector right now is the Oliver collector.
Is that
Seems
right?
like they sell as high as anything.
You know why that is? Because they built the finest in farm machinery.
Well, yeah. But I mean, if I was collecting case, if I had this many case in here,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have near as much
No,
money
no,
invested.
no.
Maxie here's another one, nice tractors, but they just
Well,
didn't-
that little crawler is a cutie pie.
yeah, those two.
Look at that blade on that. That's just
Next winter they'll be in the room.
that little HG there. That's just fun size there. That is cute. I love that
Yeah, that's they
that
say-
raise and lower for the blade. That's something else. They got the reservoir right across the hood on a kind of a arc tank. Yeah. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Melvin, do you know what brand of blade this is?
No, I don't.
I know Heil made a lot of stuff back in the day.
that's an imp, isn't it?
Is it an imp? It could be. That was the other one I was going to go with.
It's took up right in front like that.
Look at that reservoir, Ross. Isn't that something? It's kind of half cut and welded up.
Like,
Then they just saddled the cylinder right in the middle of it. That's cool. I don't think I've never seen that setup, on a blade.
It's wind out here.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
windy.
we're on top of a hill, so guys, it gets windy. We've had 2 or 3 buildings go down already.
Is that right?
We did this last one, but
Tell you what, I don't know. Seems like that wind's just a bigger deal than it ever has been.
the weather changes so fast.
Yeah.
And that's what causes all them.
I don't think when you were a kid it was quite
No,
this
no, it
aggressive.
wasn't. We didn't even think about that kind of
We've got that issue too.
Uh-huh.
I got an 88 diesel with our turbochargers.
or no, I guess it does.
It's got one
I couldn't see it.
Somebody-
They don't go outside that.
No, yeah.
This one came from
That one came from Michigan.
Yeah.
We haven't got it.
There's no plugs in this one. Basically, an 80 is number
Yeah.
Well, Jim, they put bigger rear axles in them. Yes. No, there's other differences. The manifolds, there's differences. It's a refined 1827, but the rear axles are bigger. And but Melvin, how long you had this one?
I couldn't tell you.
This is what I refer to as a low tank 80. They upped the capacity on the radiators and stuff, and the fuel tank capacity they got a deeper tank and a deeper top tank on the radiator. This is kind of tough to find. Now I've got my 80 still bears the Hart Par lettering underneath that, which isn't quite factual and actual. I'd trade your radiators. That one looks like a good one, but that's a low tank, and it's a 38. Mine's a 39, so that's right in that transition.
And that's the nice part about when I started collecting tractors and keeping them. I made well, my daughter-in-law also does that. She makes us license plates,
Yeah.
and that is so handy to figure out what year they are.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You did that right.
And then we take them to a show. You guys don't have to ask me what year it is.
How long have you had this 80?
Probably, I'm guessing 3 or 4 years.
Do you know where it came out of?
Come out of Michigan.
It come out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it run out and I mean, it will
Oh,
run?
this one's perfect.
Okay. No, this one, the 80. Will it?
It has run, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking for plugs and everything for it.
That's an honor to see another low tank. You know, those are tough to come by. And I assume it's a 3-speed. I bet you.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then another lesser-known fact here: the
Low, high, and reverse.
the bolster on the narrow front is red, and that's how the literature shows it. They did paint them red like that, and I don't know. On this, it's about the only model I know of that's correct that way.
Oh, the pedestal.
It's red, yep, and that's how they show it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got one of the original gauges, the black face on the temp.
Go from 1934 to 75.
It's always interesting how they mount umbrella mounts. I always like to study that on tractors, you know.
Yep, no, that's a different one.
Yeah.
Now, I had 2 Super 77s. Serial numbers was consecutive,
Oh, is that right?
and I sold one of them.
What year were they?
That's a 55. Yeah.
55? Okay.
And they were both sold to a certain amount.
Wow.
And
Which one did you keep? Did you keep that one that came from Bologna?
no, this came from
That's the one that came from the
this
melon
tractor
farm.
never came up lights.
Oh, is that right?
Never came up lights.
Interesting.
That was an option.
That's unusual for that late of a model to not
Well,
have lights.
You
I
don't
would
take
think-
melons in the dark.
Well,
I talked to the 2 old guys.
that's true enough.
80 years old. and
Yeah,
this option.
yeah.
I talked to him. I said, "Is that real nice?" No, he said, "We ordered it." Because he said, "We don't order it overnight."
Well,
58 880, that's the first year for those.
that way you know.
Yeah, they-
Had to have a spur gear transmission. See, they made helicals when the mist green come out in last week of 59 in January. So the early ones were still straight cut spur gear. Well, that 660 is a beautiful tractor. Look at that. I love that patina.
You tear it real stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
Wow. It's a 59 too. That's early. Look at that. That is pin straight. Wow.
I said, "Don't turn the lights off."
That's sharp. You see the original air cleaner Donaldson decal. See, they went from yellow to, and then when they went to these, they went to white and black letters. Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm.
No. See, I got a later 550.
Uh-huh. Well, he's got them in here organized nicely.
Yeah.
You can get around and walk and yet see them.
You got a ugly green 1750 or 1850.
And it didn't bring that much money, really.
I know it. Hey, Ross, we're going to want that auction back someday.
Well, if I hadn't just bought out a whole salvage yard with it, I
Yeah,
would've.
it's timing's it's hard to know.
I got 950 gas.
That's a twin to my 1550. See, that's what I need to do at home here. This lean-to, you can get a lot of nice area to put tractors in. come off that roof pitch and go. What brand is your high-wheeled wagon? Okay.
That's what you see
I
around
won.
here. Most
Yeah.
all of those were John Deere.
Okay.
Too. That was sold by Union Hardware.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it's original.
Wow.
Never been painted, never been.
That's
never been
tremendous.
outside, really.
So which 9 series is this here? What's that one? 990. You got nice rubber on that.
It's new rubber.
Yeah, can't beat that.
I bought most of this rubber when it was reasonably priced. Today, I wouldn't want to even think of that.
Oh, I know. We didn't time that out right, Ross. Buying the new shoes. Accurate. I've not heard of an Accurate before. Accurate. Agri-Track. Yeah.
Accurate.
I like the tread design. It's a medium
I
one.
try and get 40, when I buy, if I
The
order new
45
cars,
degree.
45 angle.
I do too. That's how they ought to
It
look.
just makes them look so
Oh
much
yeah.
natural.
I just hate the fact that you can't get a Firestone traction
It's-
field and road.
Got some front ends back there, and I got some steel wheels, and
Now what's that chute you have right there on the
That's
top
the scooping board to put on the
Scooping
back
board?
of the wagon.
on the back?
I've got one too, and I've got the cedar for.
Do you?
ours.
You really
Did
do?
did you get it?
That's
Did you
pretty
have
neat.
cedar?
no,
You never,
So-
you never had it?
So once again, you said that this wagon was bought new.
yeah.
What town?
Seymour, Indiana.
Seymour.
Union Hardware.
Wow.
But even, you can see it there still. It says
Oh, it can you?
Union Hardware.
Oh yeah, by gosh, you
something,
can.
Seymour, Indiana. That's what
Oh,
mine
okay.
is too.
Yeah, see if I
They
can-
were all the same model. They sold I don't know how many of these wagons, but man, everybody had one of these.
Seated.
Wow, yeah, you can make it out. Seymour, sure enough.
Yours has got that. Yours still has more of the
There's an IND for
model
Indiana.
number or the decal down here. Mine is pretty well faded
Oh,
out.
yeah,
It's not-
yeah.
Boy, that's tremendous. Wow.
Yeah, I think Dan and Grandpa made these.
Okay.
Extension.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
There's a seat,
My
really
dad
nice
had
seat.
to fill them with picking ear corn by hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure because I'm thinking that I
Well,
have
no,
some of these too.
they might come over. I never did that. I know they.
Boy, you got goodies back here
Yeah,
too.
there's a couple wide fronts.
I don't know.
That
All
seems
kinds
like
of
that's.
steel.
It might be fine.
I bet it is. 'Cause
Hey, Melvin, I could take that aftermarket wide front off your hands.
I
That
bet you
don't,
could,
that
too.
don't look quite like an Oliver to me.
Well, it's
Wink,
gonna
wink,
go on-
wink.
It's gonna go on something.
Uh-huh. A lot of those got broke, you know, that's why they went to the steel.
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't say you don't
know
have
why.
no duals for steel wheels yet.
Yeah.
All right, I need some questions answered. I have one of these, but the clutch is on the right side and it has a hand brake,
2844.
but it's a 99.
Maybe it was one of the first ones using the leftover stuff.
Okay.
That'd be my
28
guess.
The 2844 and the 99 are just basically the same.
Well, I have a 2844 on full steel. So, all right, because this must be one of the last ones for the change to the Supers, probably, right?
It's
I would say you're
They
right.
changed to the 5399.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 53.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause,
it's a 51.
Uh-huh.
Okay, see, so.
see, mine's, I don't know what do I call it.
53, I
Is
believe.
that
Yeah.
my Super, you mean?
I think, well, it'd be a 54.
I think so. But then
Yeah.
I'm talking about my straight 99.
Right, that might be a 53.
Oh, you think it's that new?
It could be. We'll have to research that. We'll have to get back to that.
See, because then I got a 2844 too. And it has the same setup as I was just explaining. The clutch is on the right and it has a hand brake.
Hey, Ross,
Yeah,
right here. Here's what we need to take home with you right here.
I know. I've been after him to try to buy them
That-
wheels.
that
but
right
I
there would
can't- I cannot find those lugs anywhere.
I've got one for you. I should have brought it.
Oh, shit.
Well, I need about 4 because every time you hit the spot where you don't have one, it's like
I think
driving over a
I think
wall.
I can fix you up. I've got some of that stuff.
And they're not even. I even thought I'll take a 71
Right.
and just shave it down.
No.
The bolt spacing is wrong.
I can. We need to talk. I can probably do some good there for
You
you.
see some of them, Mike.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen a sale where I've seen them.
Is that right?
Both
Yeah.
don't you
Okay.
know
Mm-hmm.
that? I've never seen that.
Here-
Like there's a stock of them.
Here's our C Series 1800. You can tell by the throttle.
Yeah, you bought that on an auction somewhere, didn't you? I can't
Was
remember.
it some decent?
Yeah.
it's the C series 1800. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember.
More
I never
dimension.
saw that. Of course, this side was against the wall, but I never saw it. But it must have been, that's the way it was before.
Yeah.
Because then that other one came from, that other one was sold, traded in up
I
at
didn't
Depot.
know, they just done that here, right? It was nothing.
Yeah, there was
Harder than Coons. Coons got all the pretty good things. Yeah, that's just happened here in the last few months.
Yeah, we have to get you
Yeah.
something put in here to keep them out.
Or you would think it'd be back road proof, but I guess not. It's
Get in the
it.
rack.
Well, we got two doors on the end, and when we get the pickups out,
Yeah, then they either get in when the door opens.
Oh, there we go. Got a twin air intake T. About a 67 or 8. Two.
that one, a kid up at the John Deere dealer was traded in up there, and he bought it, and he messed with it for a while, and spent a bunch of money on it. And he sold it, and I think you got it with a plow, didn't you?
yeah, we got
And then he was on the way to a show with it, and it started making noise, so
yeah, we got
he shut it down and towed it home.
You don't want a T making noise. That's generally bad
I've
news.
got a front row assist too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool. I got a big motor on it.
Now here's our B series 1800.
That was traded in up
Going
at the
back in
H
time.
dealer in Seymour. And I can't remember, where did it say it came from? Deputy originally?
I'm not sure.
I think somebody traded it in that lived there, but I don't remember where the.
I've always been kind of partial to that decal version. I thought that was kind of
I
neat.
like that. With
I do too.
extra striping.
Caden Smith made his business cards out of that.
Well, then that's why we're gonna put a 74 tractor on it, 61.
He does have a cock shot.
Yeah.
Just about Oliver 60 catch up.
Did this one come from up north, Melvin? Did this one come from up north, up in Canada?
No, we came from down toward Evansville.
Oh, it did.
No,
Okay.
actually, Mainsville.
Uh-huh.
They had 100 trailers,
Wow.
and they had an auction.
Okay. 1600
Actually,
gas.
going on an almond auction, but he's doing them where you pick them up right where they're at.
Wherever they are.
Yeah, they're just doing it.
Yeah.
Well, it's so much simpler for everybody. That tractor's a year older than what we had.
1750. They had two of them at one time. This is the one that Burton had more than the original.
Power Grip Plus. Even got Speed Buggy on there.
Yeah.
That's part of the logo.
And then,
Okay.
when did you put that turbo on? You put a turbo on right
Oh,
away.
That's
didn't
why
you?
the air filter's down there.
We had turbos on both.
I was gonna say, that's why you put
The
it.
other one had right at 10,000 miles in motor. But they had
So this is a late enough one. She's got the over under hydraulic, yeah. So would this be about a 69?
60s.
It's 68. Even.
Probably, it'd have to be a 68
8.
or 9.
I've got a 69.
Oh, it's a 64, but that.
Yeah, then that's been added.
Well, he added the turbo to it.
Uh-huh.
I don't-
But I mean, they didn't have 3 speeds in 64.
That's what the serial number says.
That's interesting.
See, I took a,
And I bought it off a guy that he bought brand new.
Okay. Okay.
I took a 1755 and turned it.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up, Ross. Good.
But
Good.
then I put 1855 sheet metal on, so you can't tell it.
Yeah.
So that turned out really nice.
Yeah, this is later in the 64 because that is in the middle of the dash.
And
Serial
he
tag.
put the turbo